Here we are once again. As you can see, she's moved. She's been up and down the road today. For a Mark 1 Escort, she sounds like a Mark 1. She boosts like a Cosy. Excuse the traffic going past us. Give her a wipe over, get some dust off her. She's been in the workshop a fair bit. But yeah, pretty much tied up what I can do so far, other than well, it depends how far the customer. I'm gonna have a chat with the customer. It depends how far he wants me to go with it, because he's been here a while. He's had a fair few quid spent on it. He built the car, so mechanically minded, there is certain things he should be able to do himself. I don't want to do work that he can do. If I can guide him through it, if I can tell him what to do. But at least she drives up and down the road now. She stops. The brakes need pressure bleeding, really. To be fair, she's got brakes, but not 100% happy with them. The pedal box seems to have some strange spacer additions between the master cylinders and the box itself. There's no way of getting to, without massive difficulty, adjusting the bias within the box. It needs a dashboard switch really to adjust the bias in the box. We've got a little bit of rear caliper binding. I'm not sure why. I think it may have to do with the box itself. Don't forget, when it came here it had no brakes, nothing at all. Now she's got brakes, she's got a little too much on the back, a little bit of binding. It's not the cable, back that right off. So it must be holding pressure from the master cylinder to the box somehow. It's already got spaces, like I said, between the master cylinder and the box, so maybe it needs bigger spaces. I don't know. Maybe it's holding a bit too much pressure. It's a .625, a .75 on the rear. She's got rear discs, front discs. Yeah, maybe if he wants me to go down that route, it means pedal box out again. But he put it in, so maybe he wants to tackle that job. We'll see. But the one thing that's left at the end that's just, wow, stumbling me really is one second, let's just put the catch up. I got the radiator to stop leaking. A little bit of solder in a few places, and she seems to be fine at the moment. The new radiator needs a 90-degree putting on there before it goes in. I did take it up to a local welder, so the turbo return pipe, this one, goes straight onto here. That's a story for another time, because I would have got him to do that, but I'm not going to. I'll get my usual welder in Birmingham to crack on with the job. But she starts up, she runs, she drives. The temperature gauge is flying up to 100 and the fan's still not kicking in, which is doing me head in. I haven't tidied up the wiring yet, because again, I'm not confident that this switch works. He said it's a new switch, but if I pull off this plug and bridge it, you'll get a live to the fan kicks in, the fan stays on. So obviously the switch isn't switching the live from the relay I've set up. So it can only, I haven't got on me my temperature gauge which reads external temperatures. I need to dig it out, buy a new one. So it's a brand new thermostat, so you'd assume thermostat's letting the hot water into the rad. Rad's getting hot enough to the touch, but this isn't tripping the live for the fan. So it's got to be a dud switch or a bloody high temperature one. Because, and again, I haven't let it cook, because I'm just putting egg gasket on the thing, so I've took it to the road and back. But the gauge, two-handed job that door generally. The gauge, how much you trust it, I don't know. Temperature gauge is flying up to over 100, and that's where I'm happy to turn it off and let it cool back down. Yeah, that slimline fan should be man enough for the job, but it's not getting chance to kick in before we get anywhere over 85, 90 really, you want the fan to kick in. So do we trust this gauge? Do I trust the switch? Does the customer trust the gauge? Does the customer trust the switch? Again, which route does he want to go down? But yeah, so in my opinion, the pedal box needs to come back out, see if we've got any binding from the master cylinder to the brake lines themselves. Get this window down. Windows are up because I gave it a bit of a wash. But that's where we're at with it now really. I drove it up the road, brought it back, did 2 trips up the road and back. Basically she needs a massive setup on geometry. The front steering's out, you can feel her, she's not happy in a straight line. She's got a bit of sorry, traffic going past. She's got some boost cuts in second and third, so she needs setting up. I'm not sure if she's on an L6 or an L8, so she'll need setting up on a rolling road. But before she goes anywhere near rolling road, that fan needs to be sorted, geometry needs to be sorted, brakes, the little bit of binding. The brakes work, again, I think just to finish them off they need a bit of pressure bleeding, but a little bit of binding on the back. So we're pretty much there with it. It's come out because mine's going back in. She's been sat there for a few weeks under a cover. You've probably seen the cover in the background. That's my Escort Cosworth. Give her a little wipe over because she's been under a cover. She needs head gasket now. How far I go with that when I take the head off and try and behave. I've got some Gen V ITBs to go on it. They don't need to go on running management or anything, it's just throttle responsible. I don't know, do I put a turbo and manifold on there and get rid of the Ford ECU? What do I do? You can give the Jag a wipe over. Bit of a retro drive wheel, old pimp out Jag, old job Escort Cosworth, old rally drivers Mark 1. I'll let you know if I carry on and do anything else with this motor. I'll let you know how we get on with the temp switch, but we're pretty much there. Cheers.